The Angry Marks Podcast Network is brought to you by WrestleWork, a social network to connect, create, and share everything about pro wrestling. Check it out today at WrestleWork.com.
You're listening to Thursday Night AMP on the Angry Marks Podcast Network.
The talented, charismatic, witty, and funny Jordan J. Garber.
How is everybody online doing tonight from around the world, listening at home, listening at the bar, listening at work, listening on the street, listening in the back lane, listening wherever? Everyone is listening right now to Thursday Night AMP with Stevie J and, of course, Jordan Garber. How are you doing tonight, boss?
I'm doing great, but you forgot one location. You forgot listening on the International Space Station. We may just have listeners up there. You never know.
You never know. We could have listeners in Mars, Jupiter, Venus, Earth. Well, we have listeners on Earth, of course, but we can have listeners from outer space, universe to universe, stars to stars. It does not matter. Everyone around the world, around the universe, is listening to Thursday Night AMP tonight.
You know what? Since we're previewing Extreme Rules, we just might have listeners at the All-State Arena in Rosemont, Illinois on April 26th. They may be listening to this right now, killing time as they're standing in line to get into the All-State Arena, because Lord knows I've done that. I've stood in line for 2 hours to get into the freaking All-State Arena for a WWE pay-per-view. So people may just be tuning in right now to hear what we have to say about Extreme Rules.
Extreme Rules is coming up. It is close rising. Extreme Rules, it is a pay-per-view that never forgets to disappoint. What will this year's Extreme Rules do to separate itself from the others? This card hopefully does better than the other pay-per-views that were Extreme Rules. And I am really excited to see what happens for this pay-per-view. What do you think right now, just looking at the card, looking at some of the matches, looking maybe even at the logo? I don't care. What do you think this pay-per-view is building up to be right now?
Well, Jordan, when you said, what will this pay-per-view do to separate itself from every other Extreme Rules pay-per-view, the reason I started laughing is I already have your answer. They're doing something that we've never seen before at Extreme Rules, a Kiss Me Arse match.
A Kiss Me Arse match indeed. It will be Sheamus going one-on-one, the new and improved Sheamus, the bully Sheamus, will go one-on-one with Mr. Ziggles, Dolph Ziggler, in a Kiss Me Arse match. Obviously, they can't say Kiss My Ass match because it's a PG audience, but they'll still refer to the same body part. Point is there will be a Kiss My Arse match. Is it this Sunday or is it the following Sunday?
It's this Sunday. Yes, of course it is. That's when Extreme Rules takes place. It's this Sunday. But I have to question something you just said, Jordan. When you said it's PG to say Kiss Me Arse, well, I would defer to people in our chat room like Bionic Iguana, but to the speakers of Irish and Celtic languages, wouldn't saying Kiss Me Arse be the exact same as saying Kiss My Ass? How is that PG in either language?
Now, how is it PG? What do they do? Now they have a Kiss Me Arse. Now the match stipulation only relates to Sheamus because he says arse because he's Irish. So I don't know what's going on here with this whole Kiss Me Arse match. It should just be the Kiss My Ass match. I don't know what they're doing with this whole little word differential thing, but still, it should be a good match to see. Sheamus, he's just returned recently, and it should be good to see him back in pay-per-view action. So I'm actually really excited about this match. But there's one thing that I want to hear, and that is your prediction for it.
Well, my wife actually had a good prediction for it, but it's not going to happen. She predicted that if they really wanted to get over the idea of Kiss Me Arse, they should bring out somebody with a lot of arse to kiss. So she suggested that the Big Show should come out and make the loser of the match kiss his arse.
No, that would be something that would be quite disgusting. I would not want to kiss a 400, over 400-pound man. I wouldn't want to kiss a guy's ass of a man. I wouldn't want to kiss any man's ass. What the heck? But, of course, that's the match, that's the stipulation, and that's what's going to go down. So, either or, we got some trouble happening for one of those two performers.
Well, yeah, I agree with you there. I don't want to kiss any man's arse. I don't want to kiss Sheamus' arse. I don't want to kiss Big Show's arse. I don't want to kiss arse, period. But I predict that if this match goes the way I think it will, it's going to be Sheamus kissing Dolph Ziggler's arse.
It may be so that way, or it may be Dolph Ziggler kissing Sheamus' arse.
Well, what's your official prediction, Jordan? Because I'm going out on a limb, and I'm saying that because Sheamus has gotten the
of last predictions. I think I did good. I think I dominated for WrestleMania predictions.
I think you did indeed dominate. So I'm going out on a limb, and I'm picking Ziggler because I'm saying Sheamus has gotten the upper hand on every single episode of Raw and SmackDown. So it's about time to cash in the chips and have him lose. So that's why I'm picking Dolph Ziggler. What is your official prediction?
My official prediction is Dolph Ziggler.
Mm-hmm. So, hey, we're going to tie on that one. Nobody gets ahead if we both pick Sheamus to lose and kiss Dolph Ziggler's arse. So maybe we need to get Killer Kev on this. Mr. Producer, who do you think is winning? You make it a clean sweep?
Sure, I will go with it.
Oh, darn it. We're not going to break the tie then. We're all picking Ziggler to win and Sheamus to kiss his arse. I guess we got to go with something else then.
Let's talk to the producer. This is Killer Kev, obviously famously known on AngryMarks.com. The producer rarely even kicks on the show. Sometimes he fills in, but we want to get him on the show as well. How are you today, Killer Kev?
I am sore, I am tired, I have 90 minutes sleep in the last 2 days.
All right, but I know one thing is when I'm going to the South of the United States, we are going to be sharing a shake at Sonic. We're going to be having some hamburgers, and we're going to be chilling, watching the Louisville Bats game or something, because Kentucky is amazing and Southern United States is amazing. We will be chilling one day soon, producer.
You know what? That's a really good point, Jordan, because I've actually quaffed beers with Frank Vaughn, a.k.a. Nikes the Sneaker Pimp, and I have yet to enjoy Buffalo Wild Wings and cold beers with Killer Kev. How has this not happened yet, Kevin?
You've never made it over this way.
I have made it over.
You guys got to go to Winnipeg if you guys can even know how to get here. This place is in the middle of nowhere. But this place, Winnipeg, you guys got to get to Winnipeg too, or vice versa.
Well, you know, as soon as I find the closest dog sled team, I am sure they know how to get there.
You'll find your navigation. You'll find your navigation.
You know,
I don't think you're going to need the dog sled team until you get to the outer provinces. In Winnipeg, you would probably be fine.
I mean, maybe I can find a bush plane pilot someplace.
Winnipeg
We
is
got a
not
message from the chat room. I want to give a shout out to Bionic Lagana, who said, "Good evening, Jordan." Good evening to you too, my friend.
Lagana? Did our friend Alan suddenly turn into Dave Lagana? No, it's Bionic Iguana.
ROH.
Bionic Iguana, sorry. Bionic Iguana.
ROH, we will book it bigger and stronger. It is the $6 million indie.
And Lagana is
Bionic Iguana, how are you tonight? Good to see you involved. Again, you are a very valued fan of Jordan Garber, so that's a really good thing. Great to hear from you again.
He is a valued fan of
talking about
AngryMarks in general. Yes, we're back to Extreme Rules. Let's talk about the pre-show match. Let's talk about Tyson Kidd and Cesaro versus The New Day.
New Day? Okay.
I'm clapping for The New Day.
Tyson Kidd and Cesaro versus The New Day. Well, first off, I hope this team, The New Day, they need something else going on here. I don't know what they're doing. They're just running around clapping their hands like they're extras from some stupid movie. I don't like the gimmick. I think it's stupid. I said it before.
Well, you know what's good about it being stupid?
Hopefully Kid and Cesaro win this match, and The New Day slowly goes away. And we can have individual singles runs from these competitors. Because I don't think the wrestlers of that tag team are really liking it that much either.
But you know what's good about The New Day being stupid right now with the clapping gimmick and everybody hating it?
What's that?
They're not faces anymore. And you're supposed to hate their faces now. How have they been
what's
faces?
Going on in the frickin' back? Their gimmick is pretty much supposed to be face because they're based on being positive. What are you going to do? Grab a kid from the crowd and punch him in the face and yell, "Be positive"? Like, it doesn't work that way. So I don't know what much is going to be happening with these people.
No, if you saw Raw, they've proved that they're heels now because Xavier Woods helped them cheat to win to get the title shot. He hid under the ring. He grabbed the wrestler's leg to prevent him from getting back in and being counted out. And that's how the New Day won the match. So they are officially heels now. They cheat to win.
And that's positive. That's spreading the positive message.
They're phony. They're phony. That's why they're heels. They're positive, but they're faking it. They're like a televangelist. You're supposed to know they're full of shit when you see them.
Well, if they keep, they're great wrestlers. Like I said, individually they are all great wrestlers. But if this team continues to go as a team, they will be the fate of 3MB, and we may be seeing Xavier Woods here on AngryMarks.com one day. So they remind me of 3MB, which have went nowhere. They're getting this shot. They're not going to win. By far, Kid and Cesaro are going to win this match.
I'm not saying that Kid and Cesaro aren't going to retain because they are, but I am going to beg to differ because I think this team is way better than 3MB, and I'll give you two reasons why. One, they're actually getting featured on TV, which 3MB rarely did. They were usually in pre-show or dark matches or main event or whatever. They weren't actually featured on TV. This team is. The second reason they're different is 3MB stopped getting pushed the minute one of those three members got hurt, and that was Drew McIntyre. Then WWE stopped even trying. Nobody in the New Day is hurt, so they're still actually pushing this team.
Well, I don't know. And just my opinion is it's not for me. It's like having Brussels sprouts. And some people like Brussels sprouts. I think Brussels sprouts suck. I'll be honest. So it's one of those. They're kind of like Brussels sprouts. But as individual wrestlers, they're good.
All I can say is if you hate Brussels sprouts and you hate the New Day, they've elicited the same emotion in both cases. You feel something, you hate their guts. You hate Brussels sprouts, you hate the New Day, that's a good thing. You gotta have people you hate in wrestling. That's what wrestling is all about.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of hating people, what about Roman Reigns and the Big Show? Because Lord knows I hate the Big Show.
Why do you hate the Big Show? I think the Big Show is a great wrestler and he's a legend in this business.
I'm just tired of this feud. It's nothing against the Big Show himself, but I'm tired of Roman Reigns and the Big Show having a match on TV every other show all week long. Raw, SmackDown, Raw. These guys have had this match a dozen times already.
I know, that's ridiculous. And why they're doing this, Stevie, is because they need a filler match. This is Extreme Rules. This isn't the Grand Spectacular. This is only the pay-per-view after WrestleMania. So they need a filler. So are they doing anything with Show? Technically not all that much. So they're going to put him in a match with Reigns because Reigns will be back in the title picture soon, but they're doing something with Reigns right now and whatever. That's why this match is there. It's just a little filler match.
So we both agree that Roman Reigns...
for that match...
Okay, what's your prediction? No, go ahead.
I will predict that Roman Reigns will win this match.
Good. That proves you are a wise, intelligent young man, and I agree with you. Roman Reigns will hit the Superman punch and lay Big Show out flat.
And the Big Show will continue. What if you see on SmackDown next week another feud between Reigns and the Big Show? Then what would you do?
No. I've read the tea leaves. I've seen the writing in the wind. I've shaken up the bones and thrown them on the ground and had a voodoo priestess interpret them, and they all say that the feud Roman Reigns will have next is with Kane.
Oh, cool.
So, not going to see any more Roman Reigns Big Show matches after Sunday. Thanks, sweet and merciful Cthulhu. No more of that.
Maybe next year's WrestleMania will be Roman Reigns and Big Show. That could be awesome.
Oh, no. You know what I want for next year's WrestleMania? If we're going to just fantasy book it right now, this far out, I want Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose.
You know what's funny about Roman Reigns?
What's that?
I was doing some shopping today. I was at a card shop. And they have these things called WWE dog tags. And as you guys know, if you guys are deep fan of Jordan Garber, they know and know what I do in my personal life, which is collect autographs and jerseys and all that shit. There's this thing called WWE dog tags, and I got a Roman Reigns dog tag, and it's like, shit, I didn't get the relic, so I just got this regular Roman Reigns dog tag, so whatever, I just wasted $5. and time of my life. But still, shameless plug of the day, WWE Dog Tags 2015 Ringside Relic Edition. If you're lucky enough, you get a piece of a shirt attached to a little dog tag so you can show it off around or whatever. God knows where the things are. It's actually real, so yeah, have fun with that. I don't know, for people that want to spend $5 on a piece of plastic, go for it. That's our shameless plug of the day.
You know, this sounds to me like those WWE Topps trading cards that come with a piece of the canvas.
I just try to get the autographs and
right.
jerseys or whatever.
Right, that's where I was going. The ones that actually have like a piece of the jersey or a piece of the ring canvas. They're like very limited edition cards. Like out of 1,000 packs of cards, you get one of those cards.
I know, it's cool. I'm going to keep trying to buy these dog tags, though, because I want to get one of those ringside relic things because, like I said, I collect that stuff. So
everybody has a hobby. Everybody collects something. But you know what I don't want to collect? Any part of the refuse between Ambrose and Luke Harper after they have a Chicago street fight. I don't want the trash cans. I don't want the garbage flits. I don't want the kendo sticks. I don't want the nunchucks. I don't want whatever they use. They can keep all that stuff. They don't need to put it on a trading card because it's probably going to be covered in blood and guts. No, thank you.
That would add to the value of the card probably. But yes, indeed, Luke Harper, Dean Ambrose, Chicago street fight this Sunday at Extreme Rules. My prediction is Luke Harper will win this matchup. What is your prediction, Stevie J?
I hate to say I agree with you, but Dean Ambrose, as much as I like the guy, never, ever, ever wins on pay-per-view. He's like 0-15 on pay-per-views in the last 2 years. So yes, Luke Harper is going to win.
Do you have all this stuff like marked down in a book or something, or are you just doing this on the fly here?
I just know it by heart because I've been bitching about the fact that Dean Ambrose has never won a singles match on pay-per-view ever since the Shield broke up. It has been one of my pet peeves that this guy is like one of the most popular superstars. Every city they go to, every time he comes out, he always gets a pop. But when it comes to the pay-per-view, he always loses. And you know, go ahead, Kevin.
Let's put it like this. Even if he has won, when has it ever been meaningful enough that we actually remember it? Because even if he had won, almost guarantee you the next night he's buried on Raw anyhow.
Exactly, and I guarantee he hasn't even won on pay-per-view. You know our friend John Finnegan that runs the North American Wrestling blog spot where he keeps track of all those statistics about wrestlers? You know the blog I'm talking about, Kevin?
Absolutely. Matter of fact, he just contacted us earlier this week.
Indeed, and he televised the fact that Kane and Zack Ryder were both picking up their 100th singles loss on live television. A rather ignominious statistic. But I'm sure if they did a statistic for Dean Ambrose on pay-per-view, he would be approaching 100 losses by now.
Wow, that's hard to think of. The fact that those two men basically have been losers for 2 years of their lives.
Longer than that to get to 100 televised singles losses. That's like going back to 2006.
Maybe they'll be like Kurt Hawkins.
Well, Kurt Hawkins is actually enjoying a very successful career on the independent scene now as Brian Myers, so maybe indeed. You know what? Zack Ryder is one of those guys who would probably be better off if he actually was wished well in his future endeavors.
Well, yeah, Zack Ryder had a good run in WWE. Sure did Kurt Hawkins. Kurt Hawkins accomplished a lot in World Wrestling Entertainment. But to see Zack Ryder just, he already accomplished what he needed to do, and he didn't go, super big, but he was very popular. He won the United States title. I believe he won the Tag Team Championships, didn't he?
I remember the U.S. title. I don't remember anything
I know
other
he won
than
the
that.
U.S. title, so you can leave WWE and go on the Indies and have that on your resume. So if Zack Ryder were to get released from WWE, he would have nothing to be disappointed about. Sometimes it's just good to stay in WWE just to continue to say, hey, I'm in WWE and I still get these odd matches. But if someone is really passionate about the business and they actually want to wrestle more and prove themselves to people more and do all that more, then it's always best to get released and go your separate way.
Right. You know, somebody said this during Raw this week on Twitter, and I totally agree with it. So shout out to whoever tweeted this to me on Angry Marks. They said, you know what's going to happen when you hear Zack Ryder's music. And I'm sorry to agree, but that's true. You know he's going to come out, you know he's going to get his ass kicked, and you know he's going to look up at the lights. When you hear Zack Ryder's, "Oh, radio, tell me everything you know," you're like, okay, who's he getting fed to tonight?
Oh, yeah. I feel bad for the guy. He's probably like, am I going to be squashed after this match again?
The only time Zack Ryder ever wins a match is like when it's a dark match that's not even on main event. When it's like the pre-show match when they're bringing out some guy for a WWE tryout. That's like the only time Zack Ryder actually wins anything.
Yeah, exactly. Whenever you get a WWE tryout, you're always going to be booked to lose. So it's always about proving yourself and how you present yourself in the match. That's fact.
You know what's even more shocking, though, is when they bring out a guy that you've never heard of for the dark match, and he actually wins. When Zack Ryder does a job to the guy that's in the dark match, you're like, okay, WWE is signing this guy. They just fed Zack Ryder to him in a pre-show match. This guy is getting a deal.
He's actually lost to, like, a guy some people have never heard of before in a dark match.
Once or twice it's actually happened. That's why I say,
hilarious.
You know when you're really fucked in WWE, when you're losing the dark match that nobody sees. That's when it's like, you are officially a jabroni. You are a jobber for life at that point.
Oh, yeah. Poor Zack. At least he's a U.S. champion.
Yeah, at least he did get a sniff at that title, for whatever that title.
What happened to his show? Maybe his show's, maybe he should get a new show going.
WWE made him...
Long Island Jobber Z, I don't know.
Yeah, they made him cancel that show because it was too popular and he was too over, and they didn't want a guy who was a jobber being over, so they canceled his show.
Well, he should just leave the company and do his show and become popular again.
Yeah, I
don't
wish,
know.
But that's not going to happen. In the immortal words of Dave
Meltzer, he's
Meltzer,
going to be in the same situation as Justin Gabriel is, and he's going to quit, and we're going to see him on tour, Justin Gabriel, in Manitoba in, I think, 3 months. So that'd be a good interview to snag for AngryMarks.com, so never say never. But
he's not going by Justin Gabriel anymore. He's going by the Darewolf, PJ Black.
Oh, well, good for him. It should be good to see PJ Black in action.
PJ Black indeed. But getting back to this card, we have more matches to talk about, Jordan. We have Nikki Bella versus Naomi, who is replacing Paige, who is too injured to continue at the pay-per-view. So what is your prediction? Does Nikki Bella retain, or does Naomi win the Divas title?
I'll be honest. In regards to this match, I don't care. A bore fest. It could be bore fest. We're seeing two women.
Wait. How can you be bored with Naomi's backside? Every time she does the
That is true. So for that reason only, I will not make it the bathroom match.
Not unless you do something in the bathroom that I don't want to know about.
Oh, well, you don't know. Maybe there's TVs on in the bathroom, so you never know. But
yeah,
Naomi versus Nikki Bella, they're all due respect, they're both great talent, but this match and the mood I'm in doesn't really appeal to me. It's just one of those fillers.
So will you just say that Nikki Bella retains since you don't care one way or the other?
I actually don't. I'm going to say Naomi's going to win the title because Naomi's being a little bit of a bad girl lately, and she's attacked Paige, and she got a little angry there. Maybe she's PMSing, I don't know, but she got mad, and...
Okay, I apologize to the women in our audience who heard that, because that is not the views of AngryMarks.com. We do not assume that a woman who is angry is on her period. That is not our official view.
However, it's a joke.
However, it has been known to happen.
It has been known to happen, but it's a stereotype, and it's one I do not endorse.
I apologize, guys.
Lest somebody rips a limb off and beats you with it for that remark.
Exactly. Thank you, Kevin. You are a smart man. But I will go ahead and say that Nikki Bella retains for a different reason than what Jordan just said. It's simply that WWE doesn't care enough to switch the title. They do not put that much stock in this match to make it that important.
Well, it's just one of those matches that we'll see what happens and we'll see where it goes.
Speaking of we'll see what happens and where it goes, we don't even know if Daniel Bryan is going to be on the pay-per-view this Sunday because he may not be medically cleared. So if we don't get the Daniel Bryan versus Bad News Barrett match, I don't know what's going to happen with this Intercontinental title. Let's assume that it is happening for the sake of argument. What is your prediction for the match, Jordan?
I think it's Daniel Bryan and Wade Barrett, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
I think this match, Daniel Bryan's going through a lot. He's been having a lot of injuries and all that. So I'm going to say Daniel Bryan's still going to go over. Obviously, he's the Intercontinental Champion. My prediction is Daniel Bryan because I don't think it's his time to lose the title.
I would say if he's injured enough that they don't want to book him and risk him getting hurt further, then he would lose the Intercontinental title. But that's the problem here is if he's not even well enough to defend the title in the first place, then they may have to strip him of the title. I honestly don't know how this is going to turn out. But if Daniel Bryan is able to compete on Sunday, I'll say he retains.
I agree. Daniel Bryan will definitely retain the title this Sunday at Extreme Rules.
All right. Well, what about the Russian chain match? Do, do, do. Who is winning here? Will John Cena retain the U.S. title, or will the baddest Bulgarian on the block take it back?
The baddest Bulgarian on the block will retain the title.
How can he retain the title? He
what
doesn't
the heck?
have
He will retain the title.
Regain.
And John Cena
retain.
will lose the United States Championship, and Rusev will continue to have the United States title and be in a dominant role. I can't picture a big star like John Cena holding the U.S. title for very long.
Except if they're trying to make the United States title a big deal, which is what they have been doing by having John Cena have the open challenge every week. And, in fact, I could see that going on all summer long with John Cena defending the title at every house show, at every pay-per-view, at every Raw, saying, if you want some, come get some. I could see John Cena doing that for months and months and months. So I hate to say it because I like Rusev a lot, but I predict John Cena will retain on Sunday.
I agree. Actually, don't agree, like I said. I'm just going on with this thing. Rusev will win this match.
Jordan, you're all confused tonight. You're discombobulated.
I am misconcombobulated. I'm crazy, so I don't know what's going on. I'm crazy tonight, so.
Insane in the membrane. Jordan is insane.
But like I said, listeners, I will say it again. I didn't make a comment earlier about the women's match. I was just too excited. I was just too wound up and just all hyper. And I wanted to apologize for the comment I said about Naomi, and that whole inappropriate thing I said regarding that. It is inappropriate to women that are listening. I am a very classy individual, and
yes.
I will never say something like that towards women again. I totally have respect for every woman, and I'm sorry for saying that.
Okay, Jordan, you're overselling it a little bit. It's my job on this show to give you shit when you say things, but that doesn't mean you have to apologize for every single thing that you say. It's just the give and
that's
take.
That's inappropriate. That's out of line.
Yeah,
I'll say whatever I want, but that's out of line.
Well, so was Rob the Many saying that Taz was a fat piece of shit, but he's entitled to say it. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to call him out for it when he does, but everybody gets to say what they want. I just get the right to dissent.
Oh, true. Well, true. I can say what I want, but that was a little bit out there. So I do apologize. I will still continue to entertain everyone listening by saying what I want, but not into a personal manner when it affects everybody.
You know what? I assume that any woman listening right now is probably aware of the fact that this is for entertainment purposes, and if you said something outrageous, they would probably chalk it up to that anyway.
Alrighty.
So, let's get back to the pay-per-view. That's what we're here for, Extreme Rules. And we have Seth Rollins versus Randy Orton inside of a steel cage. Orton's RKO is banned, and Kane is the keeper of the gates. How is this going to go, Jordan? What's going to happen?
This match does look extremely interesting, and
no pun intended.
I'm going to say, let me think here. Actually, this is one that I actually got to think about. And I'm going to say right now, Seth Rollins versus Randy Orton. Of course, it's going to be a good match, but like I said, my prediction goes to Seth Rollins. He just won the title at WrestleMania. This is just a pay-per-view after WrestleMania for the Fallout. Most definitely Seth Rollins will be retaining the title.
Yeah, it would make Seth Rollins look incredibly weak to lose his first title defense on a pay-per-view. Not to mention, Orton already has the bragging rights from beating Rollins at WrestleMania, so knowing WWE and how they like to do even Steven booking, you would expect Rollins to win on Orton to get one back here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not saying that eventually this won't change and that Orton or Lesnar or God, even Cena couldn't win the title from Rollins at some point, but right here, right now, it's too soon.
Indeed.
All right. Well, I think that is the entire card. So, Kevin, do you have any thoughts or predictions on this card before we move on?
Nope, not at all.
I think...
I'm not even watching the pay-per-view on Sunday, so...
Aren't you excited, Kev? Why don't you get some Buffalo Wild Wings and, enjoy the pay-per-view, have some beers, get drunk, and watch Extreme Rules?
My weekend is already claimed.
All right, then.
I guess that means Kevin is
not
covering...
watching Extreme Rules either, but you guys should watch it. It looks like a good pay-per-view. And you can get it on the WWE Network for only
$9.99. That's right. So, hey, if you flip that up down, it might be a satanic pay-per-view. You can watch it for $6.66.
And like you said, $9.99 is equivalent to Mountain Dew and chips. I actually got these chips today. These are steak chips the other day, and they were awful. So I don't want to. Hopefully, good thing Ruffles isn't the sponsor of this event because the new Ruffles steak chips. Don't get them, everyone listening. Don't get the Ruffles steak chips. Okay, they're in my cupboard right now, and they're actually starting to smell up the cupboard. So. There you go.
Here's a general tip. If it's something that's meat flavored, but the product itself is not meat, it is usually a bad idea.
Okay, I normally agree with you, Kevin, but I have to dissent in this case because when I went to the WrestleCrap final ever show, or what was supposed to be the final ever show, they passed around a bag of potato chips that were hot dog flavored, and they were damn good potato chips. I actually enjoyed they were Kerr's brand potato chips, and I've never seen Kerr's anywhere, but apparently they're available in the South and East, and these chips tasted like dirty hot water potato hot dogs. They were amazing.
Dirty hot water potato and hot dog, which is made of all the grossest leftover scraps of meat, and you say it's awesome.
Yeah, just seriously, go watch the video on youtube.com/AngryMarks.com because we all did a live taste test as these hot dog flavored potato chips were passed around. And my exact words were, it tastes like a dirty water hot dog with mustard on it. It was an amazing potato chip. I have never had anything like it.
Well, yeah, I found the bag right now. It's limited time only, so that's a relief. Ruffles flame grilled steak, and in French it says steak sur le grill. Don't get them, okay?
Well, why are you eating them if they're so awful? Why are you eating them on the air on our show if they're this bad?
How do you know I'm eating them?
We can hear you. And you just said you're eating
another one, another chip.
And you just said you're eating them. You just said you're eating them.
I'm eating them now. I proved to him I was eating a chip on the air, so.
No, wait, this needs explanation. You just told us these chips are awful and you're eating them. Why are you eating them if they're awful? So why are you eating them?
They're the only chips I got, right? They're the only chips I got, so I have to eat them on the air. Well, not on the air, but...
No, if they're awful, throw them away and don't eat them.
Jordan Garber with his awful meat flavored potato chip product and his nasty dirty pain cakes from the convenience store. Good grief. What?
Seriously.
So I got them from 7-Eleven for $4.99. I'm not throwing these things out.
What
Okay.
Pepperoni
distress?
sticks.
No. If I buy a bag of flavored potato chips and they're awful, I don't finish them just because I paid for them. They're going in the garbage.
Well, any of the listeners on AngryMarks.com listening in Winnipeg, and actually I'll be in Steinbach for CWE to interview Christopher Daniels, so if you're in Steinbach, I'll bring them. Well, actually, no, I'm not going to smell up the car. Screw that. No, These
you're
things
not.
Are smelly enough.
You are not. Jordan, you are not going to be there to do that because you're going to put your body through enough gastrointestinal distress. You're going to be in the damn ER.
You know what? If these chips are really that stinky, do not bring them to the wrestling show and gross out everybody there.
Jordan, you're going to fucking shit yourself to death.
I swear to God, I picture it, the way he's describing these potato chips, we need like the Environmental Protection Agency to come put a quarantine on his house and put an air-sealed bubble around his home so nobody can smell these chips.
He is probably sitting on the toilet right now. And as he's stuffing this crap down his throat, it is just shooting straight through him.
You're saying there's a one-to-one relationship between chip and excrement. It's going from one end to the other.
His body is crapping
you guys.
His body is crapping it out as fast as he can shovel it in. He has got his, ladies and gentlemen, you can hear the bag crackling in the background right now. He has got this strapped to his face like a feed bag.
You know, it's.
Hey, we have women listening to the show, okay? So that's going to ruin my qualifications sometimes.
You've already ruined your qualifications with your comments earlier. See, this is why you can't keep a girlfriend. This is why.
No.
This
Kevin,
We're saying this on the air. This is getting personal now.
This is the roast of Jordan Garber.
All I know is we had a saying in computer programming when I was in college, garbage in, garbage out. So if you're eating nasty potato chips, that's what's coming out the other end. That's all I have to say about that.
But I will say this live on the air, you are taking out that PMSing comment.
What?
That is not.
No, we already got your apology for that. So if we took that comment out and you apologized for something nobody heard, it wouldn't make any sense.
So you got to edit out the comment too, then.
No, we got to leave it in because you got to enjoy a main dish of crow along with these crap chips that you're eating here. What swill are you swallowing to wash all this down and try to clear the back of your throat?
Well, you're zero trans fats, so that's a good thing.
Did you say? What did you say?
270 calories here.
What did you say?
He said something about trans fats, but I don't want to picture him drinking trans fats. No, Kevin wants to know what you're washing down the trans fats with.
There's no trans fats. Zero trans fats.
Okay, well, who cares if there's trans fats or not? What are you washing down these nasty steak potato chips with?
I don't know, probably some Mountain Dew that I got. Or a beer.
Yes,
or a Mountain Dew flavored beer.
Or a Mountain Dew flavored beer. Maybe steak Mountain Dew. Who knows?
Oh my God! Steak Mountain Dew sounds like the worst idea of all time.
Hey,
that sounds like a Taco
Bell
from hell.
There's people that made worse ideas into millions.
There you go. Go get you like a 32-ounce Baja Blast from Taco Bell, and then just swing by like the spice aisle at your local grocery store and get some Montreal steak seasoning, and you just pour that shit right in there.
Kevin, he doesn't even need to go to the grocery
store. Well, maybe I'll go on a date, and before I go on a date, I'll have like 32 Baja Blasts, and then she won't know what's coming.
No, he doesn't even need to go to the grocery store and get the Steak-'em steak seasoning. All he needs to do is get the Baja Blast and get the steak chimichanga and shove the steak chimichanga into his Baja Blast and drink that.
It'll disintegrate it.
Exactly. It'll become a steak-flavored Mountain Dew just by doing that.
You know, at this rate, Jordan, you're going to be dead at age 21 because your body's just not going to handle this anymore. Your colon's going to give up, and you're just going to your sphincter is just going to retire, and it's going to be anally.
Kevin, that's not true because you and I ate that kind of garbage when we were his age, and we still live. So it's not going to kill him.
I did not. Thank you very much. I mean, I don't know what kind of crap you pounded down at college, but you know,
I pounded down cheeseburgers and pizza and beer like they were going out of style, and I'm still here right now.
Yeah, but you're not eating the stank chip of death that chases away every girl within a 50-mile range. And you know, he lives up there.
That's only because they didn't make them back then. Who knows? I probably would have had steak chips. I would have tried them.
I mean, Jordan's got to think of his future and his reputation here. There ain't that many women up there that's going to be willing to put up with this.
Unless there's
they love me.
women, then maybe they will.
The girl.
I'm not getting a big girl either. All due respect. I'm
okay.
into, like,
Jordan, you were just digging your foot deeper into the grave with comments like that. Do not insult extra plus size women, or you're going to get really in trouble. You're going to have a big woman sitting on you.
No, I love big women. I'm just saying that. I love all types of women. I love big women. I love little women. I like all of them. So there you go. I didn't mean it that way, okay? I did not mean it that way.
Yeah, I think the steak chips have gone directly
to
you.
Do I still have a job here?
Well,
yes, you do.
Stevie J, how fast do you think he just backpedaled there?
I think we broke a land speed record. I think the Flash is looking in awe at the speed of Jordan Garber backpedaling.
You know, he kind of does look a little bit like the actor that plays the Flash.
Yeah, now that you mention it, he kind of does. And that's like my new favorite show on television right now. I have become seriously addicted to The Flash.
You know what? I have a small gripe about The Flash, though.
What? You don't like that Harrison Wells is the reverse Flash? Are you pissed off about that?
No, you knew that was going to happen. I mean, you knew that was going to happen. That's not the surprise. No. They're getting a little too chummy with the, between that and Arrow, with the cross-starring and crossover roles and stuff like that. It's starting to get a little sloppy. On this week's episode,
I know Black Canary was there, but I liked that. I enjoyed the relationship between Black Canary and Cisco.
I mean that was like hell, that might as well have been Jordan right there just marking out. You know,
But that's why it was so great, was that Cisco was a total mark for her and started going gaga and just saying how much he loved her. And she's like, yeah, but can you fix my thing? That's what I need you to do. It's great that you love me, but here, I got this thing, please fix it.
Yeah, I mean, they've got to be careful with that stuff, because if they get too fast and loose like that, they're going to end up like the same issues that you actually end up with in comic books, or even worse, WWE booking, and they've got to either hit the red reset button or just find some absolutely insane, wacky way to just end it all or retcon it or something. And I really don't want to do that, because I mean, right now we are entering a great age of comic book related stuff on television, and it's all kicking ass, whether it's Daredevil or The Flash, Arrow, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Gotham. It is all so fucking kicking so much ass. I don't want to see it fucked up for stupid shenanigans.
Thank you for mentioning Daredevil, by the way, and Jordan's probably going to get completely lost in the plot here if he doesn't have Netflix, but my God, is Daredevil a great show. That I binge watched that entire thing over the course of 2 nights, and I was fucking in love with it. I couldn't wait for a second season, and I've heard that they've ordered a second season already, so I am so happy right now to know that Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio and all the other people on that show will all be back for more Daredevil.
Yes, absolutely. I finally got to watch it over the last several days myself, and I tell you what, wow. I mean, the storytelling is great. The violence is maybe a little bit over the top, but then again, if you're watching Game of Thrones, you're used to it. If you watched Boardwalk Empire, you're kind of used to it. If you watch Dexter, you're definitely used to it.
Well, I like the creative freedom that they can take it up a notch because it's not on ABC, it's not on network television, it's Netflix. So if they want to go there, they can. If they want Daredevil to get beaten up to a bloody pulp and have, him get stitched back together again by Rosario Dawson, they can do that because it's not on ABC.
Yeah, it's a little over the top for me, but that's not necessarily bad. Especially it's on Netflix. Overall, I think the show was absolutely awesome. I tell you what though, episode 8, that was really dark and kind of, in a way, really hit home with me. It put a pit in my stomach. And there.
Wait, was that the one where Kingpin keeps looking in the mirror and seeing like the child version of himself?
Well, it's the episode that reveals his childhood.
Right, that's the one I'm talking about, because I'm with you on that one. That was a very dark and brooding episode, and it made you have some sympathy for this guy who's like a total shithead dick, and you're like, well, he turned out that way because he was raised by an abusive father who made him kick the crap out of somebody he just beat up. It's like, it traumatized him, and that's why he became that person as an adult.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing I really like about this is that with just about every character, there's dynamics that you love and hate about them, and there's really, with a few exceptions, there's not a truly pure good guy, and there's not a truly pure evil bad guy. They're all great shades of humanity.
Right, and this isn't like WWE when we talk about shades of gray, how the villains can actually have good qualities and the baby faces can have bad qualities. That usually doesn't work in wrestling because it just muddies the waters too much that you don't even know who you're supposed to cheer for anymore. But there's no doubt in Daredevil that he is the good guy and you're supposed to be cheering for Matt Murdock, and that Kingpin is the bad guy. But at the same time, when you see how much he loves Vanessa, you can kind of be like, he's still a bad guy, but I understand. He thinks he's doing the right thing, but he is so blinded by the fact that he's just committing these monstrous atrocities that he doesn't realize that what he thinks is the good thing is wrong.
Well, you know what I would really like to have seen, maybe they'll flesh this out in season 2. I mean, we know the fact that he runs a criminal empire and he's softly supported, the Russians kidnapping children and distributing drugs and murdering rivals and other things to achieve his means. But he says he does all this because he has a future vision for Hell's Kitchen that he wants to see, and he wants to see it grow and be better. I want to know what that future is. What is he actually seeing? What ends is he aiming for to justify the means here?
As Jordan sits over there munching steak chips while we discuss this.
Well,
but
we're going to wait for Steak
Breath. We're supposed to be
Breath.
talking about wrestling here, guys.
We're waiting for Steak Breath to go brush his teeth here before he gets back on the air.
I brush my teeth twice a day, every day. Shower twice a day, every day. When it comes to hygiene, I am a master. I know it.
All right.
It's common sense. Some of you wrestling fans out there need to focus on that.
Jordan, be careful what you say here. You've already dug your foot in the grave twice. Be careful what you say about your fellow wrestling fans here.
Okay. I do respect all the fans.
I'm just trying to help you out, brother. I know you get a lot of heat in the wrestling business. I don't want you to get more heat. I'm just trying to help.
I think that's a wrap. If this show's not even up for 10 more minutes after it's uploaded, that's a wrap, I think. Can the producer agree to that?
I think we can all agree to that. Kevin and I can continue the Daredevil discussion on a Daredevil podcast on another day.
There you go, or something like that.
Yeah,
everyone.
If you want to do a Marvel-related podcast, Kevin, you and I can go to town on this subject, because I got a lot more to say.
You know what? Maybe that's an idea we should pick up in the fall when all the episodes get ready to start their new seasons, because it's kind of awkward to do it basically towards the end of everybody's seasons now.
That's true, yeah. We're wrapping up on a lot of these shows, so we'll come back in the fall. Maybe we'll do a Marvel podcast then. Who knows? But in the meantime, we have previewed Extreme Rules. We have discussed issues of the day. We have talked about comics and all sorts of things. We've had a good time right here on Thursday night AMP